The trolls, they are unfairly treated by the humans.
Yeah.
I think the audience partially agrees with the trolls.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy about your creatures as well. There's some humanity. You're not looking down at your creatures.
Oh, no. I look down on the humans.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Guillermo del Toro, director of Frankenstein.
And I'm Roar Uthaug, director of Troll, and you're watching Creature Talk.
Well, it's good to meet you, first of all.
Same.
When people say to me, what is Mexican about your films? I say, me. And I think the same could be said of you. You have a very American flair for flow, rhythm, character introductions. It's very playfully genre. And you have an unmistakable identity that has to do with where you come from. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do with the Troll movies. Kind of mix the American genre and, like you say, the flow, but make it very Norwegian, the folklore and the setting and characters. I think we have a different attitude towards how we describe the characters in Europe than maybe in the US.
Jeg kalder han for Megatroll.
Normally, an American film resists the intrusion of the magical or the supernatural, and then finally they have to reluctantly say, well, this is real.
Yeah.
But in your movies, there is a sense of coexistence between the fantastic and the human that is effortless.
In Norway, we grow up with this folklore and fairy tales, like the lullabies we sing to our children are about trolls.
So the one in the movie is real.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. So it's a very big part of our culture and souvenir shops. Trolls everywhere. So it's really...
So this is the only marketing that started before the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been going on for 100 years and now I'm not just trying to tap into it. We have a Norwegian artist called Kittelsen.
I know Kittelsen.
Yeah, he had made a drawing called The Troll on Karl Johan, which is the main street of Oslo. And there's a troll walking down there in the early 1900s. And I thought, what would happen if a troll walked down that street today? And how would the government and the army and everybody react to that? So it's really Kittelsen's drawing that was the genesis of the idea.
It's very funny. It may be because I'm me and you are you, but I felt a lot of kinship between Hellboy 2 and Troll 2.
Yeah.
There's strands and themes and preoccupations and even devices that I thought, we may be long-lost brothers or something.
Yeah.
Designing a creature is not about so much what it represents, but what it embodies and how is that going to change the story.
I want to know who I am.
In the case of Frankenstein, he's a newly formed human being. He's not a repaired cadaver or a resurrected bunch of pieces. He's a newly created Adam, like almost biblically giving birth to. Because he needs to start like a baby and be mistreated by Victor in order to understand cruelty and then eventually forgiveness. So, I think that the interesting thing with the trolls is they are unfairly treated by the humans.
Yeah.
I think the audience partially agrees with the trolls, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's what I enjoy about your movies as well. The creatures, they're never pure evil. There's some humanity or some emotions to them. You're not looking down at your creatures.
Oh, no. I look down on the humans.
Yeah.
I think it's the same in the retelling of Frankenstein. Victor is in many ways the protagonist and the antagonist of the movie. He's the bad guy and the good guy at the same time.
I felt that watching the movie as well. And I don't think I've ever seen Frankenstein's creature with so much emotions and being so invested in him. I thought that was really interesting how you did that.
People divide the world in art house filmmaking and very skillful technical filmmaking. And the capacity to blend makeup effects or visual effects, digital creation, atmospheres, and so forth, they're separate. But in your case, you seem to have a great handle from both. How did you get to that technical proficiency and ability?
Oh, thank you. I think I grew up with American movies and I love those kind of big blockbusters and I've always been interested in VFX and special effects. So I think it's the love for that and I guess combined with a Nordic mentality that kind of blends those two together.
Did you work on visual effects?
No.
Just a student of the craft, but you never practiced?
Yeah. In your later movies, you've been working with creatures where you have the creatures on set.
Yes.
Yeah. You prefer that?
Oh, yeah. The only creatures I don't have in set are either the ones that are too small or too big. But I prefer to give the actors something real.
Yeah, I would love that. But of course, the trolls are also huge. So we have a small drone with a red light blinking 50 meters up in the air, and we can control it so the actors can react to that.
Do you show the actors a drawing or something to relate to what they're looking at?
Yeah, we show them concept art to make them understand how it's going to look, and we also previs a lot of those sequences to know what shots we're going to use, and also to make sure that they understand, like, the hand is coming, the tail is swinging around. So try to get as much before we shoot planned out so that they know what to react to.
Do you do animation studies of the movement of the trolls before you shoot, or only for each plate?
We do it in the kind of design process of the trolls. We work with the concept artist and also the animators to get both the look right, but also the weight when they walk,
Yes,
like
of
how
course.
they walk, and try to measure one step for a troll will take this many
Yes.
meters of the location, so we can plan that out.
Oh,
Tell me a little bit about the design process for the creature. Did you base it on one illustrator? Did you took multiple sources for the creation of the final troll?
Some of it is the Kittelsen work. He has kind of been the Norwegian artist that made the trolls how we perceive them, but also other kind of troll artwork.
You tweak the design.
But then we tweak it.
Yeah, because the design is a lot more realistic in the movie.
Yeah. So we take animals and nature.
What kind of animals?
Like for the villain, we wanted to make him feel like more of a predator. So then we looked at like wolves, made his face a bit more triangular, and the hero troll is rounder and kinder. And as they're supposed to come from Norwegian nature, we looked at rock surfaces and the ground of the forest. And
What
stuff
about
like
the
that.
eyes?
The hero troll, he has more human eyes, but an important part of the trolls is they always have pretty big noses and big eyes. How did you come up with the Frankenstein
No,
creature?
we knew if this guy has been thinking about it for 20 years, he's going to do something beautiful. He's not going to do a station wagon. He's going to make a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
So we thought about what was available in the 1800s in terms of design and access to anatomical points. We thought we would follow the lines of anatomy, and in the head we would follow the lines of a science called phrenology, which is the study of the parts of the head that create the will and the personality. And it was very in vogue then, and there are round scars and diagonal scars that represent that. Because we thought, well, where would he access the heart? So we do a little portion that he would do to massage the heart, or a muscle, or when a tendon snaps, you have to fish it back and pull it back. Where would he access that? And we tried to put a certain logic. There's ways that you can attach a knee that we learned about. And we said, well, we would cut from here to here. And it's functional, but in terms of aesthetic, the different colors of skin is important because it gives that idea that many men form this creature.
And how long did that process take?
Well, we took almost a year in reaching the final design. We had sculpted it for one actor, and it took a long time. And then that actor left the project, and we had only 4 or 5 weeks to resculpt everything. But, I was not afraid. I said, we're going to do it. I mean, I have extensive background on makeup effects and visual effects and animation. When people say, it can be done, it's too difficult, I go, I know it can be done.
Yeah.
I could do it.
Yeah.
So we were not scared at all, and we took it.